Last night before a jam-packed crowd at Yost, the hometown Wolverines with a bounce in their step and bounces in their direction to edge past the upstart Tigers of Princeton 2-1. The Wolverines, the winningest college hockey program in the 90s. So the champs of 96 take on the defending champs, the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota, who captured their 6th NCAA title, fighting back versus BU last year. 2 goals from Matt Henderson to win. David Hoogstein also scored a couple, and they're both back. But can they win again? It hasn't been done in 26 years since the BU Terriers did it. Step 1 next. From Yost Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, NCAA Productions presents the 1998 Division I Hockey Championship. Tonight's second national quarterfinal game here features the Michigan Wolverines versus the North Dakota Fighting Sioux. Well, it has been quite a night so far. Let's check out the bracket. In the East, University of New Hampshire has earned the right to head to the quarters and meet BU tomorrow in Albany. They defeated Wisconsin 7-4. That game took place much earlier on this evening. Michigan and North Dakota, you see the teams behind, still out there on the ice, waiting to play game number 2. Colorado College is also advanced, and an earlier game tonight, we just saw the Ohio State Buckeyes come through. But here we have 2 of the winningest programs in the 102-year history of the NCAA battling here tonight, North Dakota and the Michigan Wolverines. And right off the bat, before this game even starts, and it does get nasty later on, we have a nice gesture.
And that nice gesture comes from the likes of Dean Blaze, the coach of the Fighting Sioux, because being the home team, he has his choice of benches. But because Michigan plays in this building, Yost Arena being their home ice all season long, he elected to give it back to Red Berenson, saying, you know, this is where you need to be. I'll win on the ice, but you can have the bench.
Little mind game?
Is there psychology coming here? There may be.
Yeah, I think it could be. Well, when you come to psychology, it's all up here in the heads of the netminders, because that's such a big story here. And when you come to the Michigan Wolverines, you talk right off the bat about Marty Turco.
Well, what a tremendous player he has been. He holds the NCAA record for most wins, 124. 30 of those have come this season after beating Princeton in a game yesterday by a score of 2-1. Hobie Baker candidate. He's played in 42 out of 43 games this season, and he's one of those guys that can handle the puck. We'll see him out. We'll see him come out of the net. He has not been as solid here in recent games as he should be, and Coach Red Berenson has some concerns about that, but he says, you know, in the big games, he's always come through for us.
Well, on North Dakota's side of things, again, we'll talk goaltending, and where they're concerned in the net-minding department, it's an even bigger story.
Well, it is, because we expect to see Carl Gehring in nets for North Dakota. That is not going to happen right now because a groin injury has taken him out. And a groin injury took this guy out of the net initially at the beginning of the season. He was their #1 netminder last year. He's used to this type of competition. Last year, he was able to play in a season where in playoffs he has had 8 victories. He's looking for victory number 9 right now.
While the Wolverines are 7-3 in the 10 games played between these 2 teams in all their history in this building here, and the Michigan Wolverines will have the crowd going for them tonight. How much of an advantage do you think that'll be? You
know, I really don't think it's going to be that much of an advantage for them right now. The one reason is because the Fighting Sioux are familiar with playing on the road. They're playing under adversity. They played on the road. They won the NCAA last year on the road. And Dean Blaine says, hey, it's great during the regular season, but our guys know how to play. They know what it has to take to step up and play in those big games. They expect to go next week to the East Coast, and that's what they're trying to do here tonight.
What about the bit of delay? You get yourself psyched up to play at a certain time. We had Ohio State and Michigan State going longer. Ohio State, and we'll talk more about that when we come back, winning it in overtime. What about the delay for these 2 teams?
It's a little bit tough because you set yourself all day long to play at a certain time. You're used to playing Friday and Saturday night, normally sometimes Saturday and Sunday, but you have a certain time that you play for. All of a sudden now, where you expect to be in a position where you're going to play at a certain time, it goes into overtime and it drags on. You're used to playing at 7 o'clock at night. Now it's going to be 9:30, 9:45 before they get on the ice here. You get a chance to play. So their energy level is going to be a little bit low to begin with, but I think both teams will be able to bounce back.
Well, it should be a dandy here tonight. We're waiting a while for it, and it's still to come for you. It'll be the goaltending matchup. Marty Turco taking on Aaron Schweitzer. That coming up next. Standing game as now we get set for what should be another great one. North Dakota Fighting Sioux against the Michigan Wolverines, and that man, Red Berenson. 12 NCAA tourney trips, 5 national semifinals and 1 national title just 2 years ago. Meantime, the team he is facing tonight won the national title last season. Dean Blaze at the helm.
And what a tremendous year he has had. 1997 CCA Coach of the Year, also the National Coach of the Year, and he knows he's going to have his hands full. He feels his team has got some speed. Both these teams have got some scooters on them. But right now you're playing in this building, and these guys have been waiting all day long for this opportunity. And here we are, 10 minutes to 10 in Eastern Time, just getting ready for the drop of that puck. They've got to be a little worn out mentally, but I'll guarantee you that once that puck goes down and hits the ice, that all guns will be flying, all the feet will be moving, and all the body checks will be coming from each other.
Marty Turco in goal for the Michigan Wolverines. Turco with 124 NCAA victories. He holds the all-time record past former Michigan goaltender Steve Shields back on January 9th, and Steve Shields is in the crowd here tonight to take in this game. Dixon Ward had played for North Dakota, so some of those folks are here tonight because they're here with the Buffalo Sabres, who take on the Detroit Red Wings at Joe Louis Arena tomorrow evening. The series history, Michigan with the lead. Their last meeting goes back to 1988. We'll talk more about that one at the GLI as we move along here tonight. Michigan, hard hit, throwing right off the bat and wasting no time for a penalty as Greg Crozier was pummeled.
Well, Curtis Murphy, the Player of the Year in the WCHA, is going to be called for charging. He's questioning the call, but at just 15 seconds, this penalty will take place. And you'll watch, and this becomes a judgment call, and you can see him coming. This is a hard check, but he also came in from a long way out, as you can see. And down goes Crozier, and he is hurting right now, still down on the ice.
Greg Crozier, the junior, a third-round pick of the Penguins in '94, and son of Joe Crozier, former Leafs and Sabres coach. A broken forearm slowed his sophomore season, but as a freshman a year earlier, he had 14 goals, had 11 this year as a junior, and now shaking the cobwebs out.
Yeah, he is, and that was a good check as far as keeping the stick down, keeping the elbows down, and everything like that. The key was that he came from a long ways out to do it. And the officials have been told, you know, we're not going to allow the charging, the high sticking. You got to call those. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Curtis Murphy is in the penalty box right now, and he will sit for at least 2 minutes, maybe less.
So the Wolverines, Bill McCall, Hobey Baker finalist, played it up to the line, not deep. Comes back into their own zone. Chris Fox with it. Fox will move it up to Bill McCall. Shot in deep by Josh Langfeld. In around back of the net. Schweitzer played it to the corner. Digging forward is Kosick and Langfeld and Herr. 9:21 and 8. Strong forward unit for the Wolverines.
Paul is doing a nice job of just flipping that puck down the ice on the backhand. You're going to see quick line changes by both these teams. They need to get the players into this game early. I want everybody to get on the ice, have a chance early on in this game.
This will roll down into the corner. Hard hit, McBig, the captain. Send it around back of the goal. Far side for Jesse Bull, and he'll send it down the rest of the way.
Bull, a great penalty killer, not taking any chances there. He knew he was going to be checked and just wanted to keep it away from the goaltender as best he could.
Here comes Bobby Hayes to Speedster. Crozier's okay. He goes toward the goal. Hayes put on the brakes. Patient play to wait. Puck hit his stick to stay in. Went kicking at it, but it'll be swept back down the ice. 45 seconds left, and the penalty to the senior Curtis Murphy.
Well, I'm seeing a little bit of stick work and a little shoving and that going on already between these two teams. The referee's going to have to keep things in tight check here.
Sent in deep by Bubba Behrensweiler. Into the corner for Crozier. Crozier slammed into the boards. He was rocked in there by Mitch Big again. Back to the point, deflected. Nice stop. Rebound over top of the goal. Aaron Schweitzer wasn't sure where it was. Back behind the net. Natske playing one off to the point. Behrensweiler with Van Ryn. Behrensweiler took an elbow. Natske's shot went high. On the back of the net. Schweitzer will grab that one in and hang on.
Well, you're going to see Schweitzer get a lot of help from his defenseman back there. He's getting back into this game. The last game he played was near the end of the season up in Duluth, where he got beat by a score of 7-0, I believe it was, or 6-0. But the fact in that game, was that the team had just won the WCHA championship the night before, so they may have been a little bit tired from perhaps the festivities the night before.
A few festivities, I would think, on a 7-0 count. Now, how about Aaron Schweitzer? He was the 97 NCAA all-tourney team goaltender, and yet this year he wasn't really the story, but now he's back in it.
He was the #1 goaltender, but he suffered a groin injury early on, and that brought in Carl Gehring to play in the net, and Carl never gave it up. He was their #1 netminder the rest of the year. Just had a tremendous year. He was the Rookie of the Year in the WCHA. He was the goaltender of the year, made the all-rookie team, and just had a tremendous year, and it was very tough. Once you lose your position, as players will tell you, it's tough to get it back.
Now he's got a groin problem, so can't go. So the Wolverines fail on their first power play try. Sent back in. And the Fighting Sioux move one. Down into the Wolverine zone. Turco likes to play the puck. Gave it up. Loose in front and knocked away. Oh, Turco got lucky there. Head up. As Justin Clark just avoided a hit. Quickly out to center ice for Ulmer. Dropping one back. Takes the return feed. Side of the goal for Panzer. He couldn't put it through. There's Jay Panzer and Jeff Panzer. The brother act out here. 16 and 17 for the Sioux. Here's McCullough. McCullough put one in toward the goal. Puck is knocked down. Cleared away by Mitch Biggs. Still inside the line, however. McCullough went late on the body. Out to center ice. Brought up by Hookstein. Hookstein right wing side. Try to get one in front. As Adam Calder was there, but Turco knocked that aside. Played back through. That didn't miss by very much.
One of the strong points of North Dakota is the transition game. You'll watch them. They'll play defensively. They get that puck, and they just shoot right back up ice again.
Ulmer picking up the puck. Number 19, Jeff Ulmer. Played it into the corner. Adam Calder, the junior, comes out in front. High shot. Pass one through that Ulmer couldn't get. Let's go blue chant up here at Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ken Daniels along with Tom Reed. Game 2 of our national quarterfinal. The winner will go on to Boston, just like Ohio State did earlier tonight in overtime, beating Michigan State 4-3. Revenge for their CCHA final loss last Saturday. Langfeld, pair of 21s in there, along with Williamson, back of the goal. Berenswag couldn't sweep it out front. And Ulmer will carry out. Jeff Ulmer, the center. Being hooked, he'll head off. He's been out there for a while. Puck into the Michigan zone. Sent right back in by Williams. Behind the goal, Turco to sweep it around. Too far for Berenswag. Tipped in front. In behind the goal. As Turco played it, Berenswag couldn't get it. Back to the point, sent in by Williamson. Ricocheted out to center ice.
Interesting in this first 5 minutes of play, Ken, we've only had one shot on net, and that by Michigan.
So that and icing. We've played 5:03 here in the opening period. The Fighting Sioux of North Dakota, the Wolverines of Michigan scoreless. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the '98 Hockey Championship.
Well, we have played 5:03 of the first period. We are scoreless. You're going to watch Turco also. He loves to come out of that net. The little play coming around here. He's not afraid to leave that crease area. And so often he will get it, but he also knows where to go with the puck. Watch the little play right here. He almost loses it, and that's been one of the guilty things that Coach Red Berenson will say as of late. He has not been as strong handling the puck as he normally is, but he certainly has not lost the daring aspect of things to get out of the net to try to make some things happen.
Turco, an all-CCHA second team member this season. Chad Albin on the first team. A Dallas fifth-round pick in '94. Red Berenson says more often than not, when the Wolverines lose, Marty Turco didn't make the big save and Bill McCullough didn't score. So they need those two guys going.
Yeah, those are the keys to that hockey club. Every team has, 2 or 3 or 4 guys that make the difference. There's no question. When you look at the Wolverines, McCullough and Turco are their 2 mainstays.
And the seniors, with so many freshmen on this team. Nice move inside the line by Armbrust, but he couldn't carry through. Out at center ice. Slapped in. Going after it, Bill Trainer in the corner. Sent around back of the goal. Pass up the boards to Claus. Taken by Trainer. His shot. And that'll be held by Aaron Schweitzer for a face-off. Ken Daniels along with Tom Reed here at Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan. You're watching quarterfinal national action. Winner will move on to Boston between the Michigan Wolverines and the North Dakota Fighting Sioux. Game 2 we have for you here tonight. NCAA tournament winning percentage. You've got the two top teams right here on this ice right now. North Dakota and Michigan.
You know, it's fitting. Red Berenson said before the game, we can't allow them to get a lot of shots. Well, with almost 6 minutes gone into the game, his team has not given up any shots. Turco has not contested, and only 2 shots coming towards Aaron Schweitzer.
Cleared. McCult will take over for the Wolverines. Plays one back to Van Ryn. Here's McCult. Out to center ice. Awesome. Played one into the corner. Kerr laid the body on Brad Williamson. In back of the goal, number 21 for the Fighting Sioux. Out into the slot, taken though by Jeff Ulmer. His pass tipped into the zone. Turco coming out of the net to play it. Around back of the goal it goes for Matt Herr on the far side. And he'll just lift one out to center ice. Williamson played that puck ahead. Turco tipped it in back of the goal. Huntsinger in there bumping along with Jeff Ulmer. Ulmer will try the other one. Eichfeld. He took a hard hit, played it ahead, and the Wolverines get it out to center ice. Koch's shot, that was stopped. Schweitzer deflected that. In back of the goal for Herr. Herr and Langfeld in the corner. Quick pace to this hockey game here. First period in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Tim O'Connell. He's met. Knocked it down with a high stick, and that's why we'll have a stop and play. Face-off coming up in the North Dakota zone.
And there's one of the key guys also. You saw number 6 there just a moment ago, Tim O'Connell, but on the other side you've got Koch right here, who has been a tremendous player. Both these teams have got some guys who have the ability to score, but also play good, sound defensive play. Koch's just a freshman out of New Hampshire. High expectations for this youngster, and they feel that he will be a very high prospect in the draft of the National Hockey League next year, or this year, I should say.
18 years old. Jeff Koch, 6'1", 190. North Dakota, second in the nation in offense, 4.87 goals per game. And in defense, they are 10th, giving up 2.92. Michigan Wolverines not in the top 20 in the NCAA in offense. They've scored at a rate of 3.5 goals per game in the CCHA. Their defense, 4th best in the nation, 2.45. Another stop and play.
Now, clearing attempt by Berenswig. All of a sudden, he tried to get it off the boards a little bit too high. Went into his own bench, and so the faceoff will be back inside his own zone. We've got 12:35 to go in the first period between North Dakota Fighting Sioux and also the Wolverines from Michigan.
We mentioned their last meeting, Michigan and North Dakota. The last time they met, 1988. That was at the Great Lakes Invitational, the GLI, which has become such a great tournament every year at Joe Louis Arena. North Dakota had a 5-1 third period lead going into the third. Michigan came back and won it in the second overtime for a final of 6-5. Michigan won. That began the Wolverine string of 9 straight GLI titles. So that really seemed to turn it around after that game for the Wolverines.
Yeah, it certainly did. You saw the shot clock right now, and if you're going to win hockey games, you've got to get some shots to the target. Fighting Sioux has not done that, and you've got to credit the Wolverines that they're a nice job of just shutting them down.
They can do it for 60 minutes. That would be something with the second highest scoring team in the nation. Right now, we've played just about 8 minutes here in the first period in Ann Arbor. One of these two teams will go on to Boston. You saw the agony and the ecstasy earlier on tonight with Ohio State and Michigan State. Puck is knocked down with a high stick, so we'll have another stop in play here.
Here's a look at one of the big guys right now, Curtis Murphy. I call him big heart. Perhaps not in stature because he's only 5'8", but he's like a fire plug out there, 185 pounds.
Off the draw. Wolverines bringing in McCult. Waiting for it. Puck still free. There's the shot. Nice save. Rebound. Kosick all over it, but Schweitzer had the angle covered. Wolverines have really come out flying. But here's a break for Henderson. Henderson right in, scores! On their first shot of the game, the North Dakota Fighting Sioux lead it 1-0.
Well, you can see why they score as many goals as they do. This guy was the NCAA MVP last year. And Matt Henderson out of White Bear Lake, Minnesota, a big, strong winger coming down in that right wing position, almost a goal at the other end. And how quickly things change. We saw it for the final goal of the last game. Watch the shot here by McCall. All of a sudden they're able to handle it. Her in there as well, and as the play comes right back out the other side, you're going to see this little pass here. Actually gets away, but right here, everyone's taking out the play. What a nice little pickup was there. And you see Henderson, he just walks in, nobody there. Beats the goaltender Turco on the far side. 8:25 the time of that goal, their first shot, his 24th of the year, and the assist will go to the defenseman, Mitch Big.
And his 38th point. And as much as he can pile up the offensive stats, Matt Henderson also shared Defensive Player of the Year honors with Michigan Tech's Andy Sutton. So 92 points now in his 134th career game. Matt Henderson, a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, look at Clark right here. Just comes in and just takes the man right out of the play. I should say Ulmer coming in there. Just takes everybody out, and that allows Henderson to be all by himself, and he just moves in, picks up that loose puck, and he just whistled one.
Personal best in goals and points and power play goals this year for Matt Henderson, the senior. And he's 24 years old. So an older senior than many.
Yes, he is.
And that can play to your advantage, too. Just like some that think the freshmen come in or sophomores, you can come in at different ages and take advantage when you're a little bit older. Penalty coming up here with 11:06 to go in the first period. It's a holding call coming up against the Fighting Sioux. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 98 Hockey Championship. Well, it's not the Fighting Sioux will be shorthanded. No, it's the Wolverines' Mike Van Ryn in the box.
Well, the freshman from London, Ontario will be called for holding going up against the boards. You can hold on a little bit and they won't bother you, but eventually when you just grab on and wrap your arms around as he does against Jason Ulmer here, the referee makes the call, and so the Fighting Sioux go on their first power play.
The University of North Dakota is 22-1-1 when getting the first goal. Michigan just barely over 500 when the opponent scores first. They're 9-8. You can see the numbers there. Power play and penalty killing for the respective teams. Sent around the boards by Turco. Into the corner. Centered in front. Turco got a piece of that one. Behind the goal for Blake. Blake out high slot. Save made. Turco rebound clear. Quick shot through from Jeff Panzer. Far side on it is Trainer, and he'll send it down the ice.
Nice play by Trainer. He had to be quick to get to the puck to begin with, and then be able to shoot it all the way down.
North Dakota's power play 13th in the nation. Wolverines penalty killing 16th. Michigan was 4 for 4 in their 2-1 victory over Princeton in the penalty killing department. That pass for Jeff Panzer was too far. So they'll try again. Murphy has to go back.
That first pass is so critical.
Here's Dale Rominski turning in the corner. Lost control of the puck. That's Koch getting back. Takes the puck and will send it down.
Boy, nice defensive play. You want those players moving back, and Koch just stretching out those long strides of his to come back to help out.
And the Wolverines will send it out, and now the rest of the way. We mentioned how they're just 9-8 when the opposition scores first, and here at Yost this season, when Michigan got the first goal, they'd won all 12 games at home. When the opponent scored first, they're just 5-4. So a good thing for the Fighting Sioux that the Wolverines didn't get on the board first. Mind you, this could be a night for big numbers like that to fall, the way it happened to Chad Albin. Sent through, that deflected wide of the goal. Albin lost for the first time in his career when his team had a lead after 2 periods of play. Penalty is over, but now we could have some more.
Well, we are going to have some penalties. These players are getting in pretty good. As I said at the beginning of the game, I saw a lot of stick work, a lot of hand work taking place, and that has not let up. And right now the official is saying, okay, guys, if that's the case, I'm going to call it, and we've got a couple guys heading to the penalty box. 9:02
to go here in the first period, 1-0. for North Dakota.
This is just as the whistle goes here. You watch from the side, you see this little scrum along the boards here. And look how the sticks get up there, a little grab around the neck and the old pull down. Those are the things that got to drive coaches nuts, especially when it's called on penalties if it makes your team short-handed, because nothing happens basically to the player himself. He's fine, the one who got the infraction against. But these two penalties will be from North Dakota, will be number 25, Adam Calder, and from Michigan, number 11, Andrew Merritt.
In back of the net for Trevor Hammer. Good name to have if you're going to be a defenseman. True. Bubba Berenswag out there too. That's not a bad name either. For the Wolverines. With Huntsinger. He'll set up back of the net. Number 27, the freshman Dave Huntsinger. Moves it up the center. Here's Billy McCulloch. Drops it off right wing. Her return feed. And just swept away by Hammer before McCulloch could get there. He's got it now, however. McCulloch turned it back to the point. Huntsinger had to vacate the zone to get that puck. A glove pass is called, so we'll have a face-off coming up. Neutral ice area with 8:12 to go in the first period, which sees North Dakota Fighting Sioux with a 1-0 lead.
Well, this is a team that we talk about their offense, but also their defense, because when this defense holds a team to 3 goals or fewer, their record is 25 victories, 1 loss, and 1 tie in that stretch. But they're also playing against a team that can score some goals. They haven't done it as late. This has been a tough playoffs for Michigan right now. In the 5 games they've played, they've only scored 12 goals, given up 13, which is very unusual. You look at North Dakota, on the other hand, they've scored 16, given up 12. So I expect to see a lot more goals, but we're not getting the shots on net between these two teams. And without the shots, we don't get those goals.
I mentioned North Dakota coach Dean Blaze earlier that they're coming in here. The same situation as last year for North Dakota when Michigan was number 1. This year MSU was number 1. They got knocked off. North Dakota went on to win the NCAA championship. Michigan won it in '96, so we've got the 2 most recent champs right here. Here comes Hayes into Van Rijn. Off the skate in front, taken by Jason Blake and cleared out.
Now Blake was tired there. He was trying to get line change because he could scoop pretty good. He came back, he helped out, and immediately went to the bench after shooting it down the ice.
Bubba Berenswag. Bill sent it in, took a hit there from Murphy. In back of the net. Matska centered. No one there. Hookstein. They'll move it ahead. Murphy catching up. Curtis Murphy slammed into the boards by Huntsinger.
Nice play by Huntsinger. Just taking the man right to the boards and finishing off the check.
There's a man you want to finish the check on.
You bet.
Native of Saskatchewan, Curtis Murphy, who went to put on a hit there and missed. Here's Langfeld coming in. Langfeld checked by Calder, carries on. Calder stays with him in the corner. Langfeld drops in behind the goal. Matska spinning. He ran into some traffic. Matska with it again. Passes off, shot right through the crease and out the other side. And out comes North Dakota. Calder. 3 Fighting Sioux up, dropping one back, and that hard shot by Jay Panzer. Missed on the stick side of Marty Turco. Fighting Sioux still in control. Poked back to the point, held in by Commodore. Behind the goal, Huntsinger will take it. Weaving his way into the spot. Good move by Huntsinger, showing good patience there for the freshman. Roll down the ice into the North Dakota zone. This has been a quick-paced first period. We've played 14 minutes already. Right wing side for Ulmer. Jeff Ulmer in back of the goal, trying to spin out in front. High slot he goes. He'll send it in behind the net again. Taken there by Calder out in front. But wheeling away for the Wolverines comes Justin Clark, left wing side. Clark into the corner. He'll be met there by Hammer. Knocked the puck free. Bill Traynor is on it for the Wolverines. Traynor back to Clark. Now to Traynor. Merrick in front. Nice save made by Schweitzer. Rebound Fox. Bouncing puck is cleared and out. Into the Sioux bench and back in play.
Well, good skating action by both these teams right now. Schweitzer needs to be tested here in this first period. It's been a while since he's played, and getting the call here yesterday, being told that he's going to play, has got to unsettle him just a little bit. He's one of those guys that loves to play, wants a competition, and I think he felt as bad as everybody when all of a sudden his counterpart became the top goaltender.
Well, there you see the New and old faces. Michigan, North Dakota, Michigan State, all used to this. Michigan leading the way with 8 titles. North Dakota second with 6. And the first trip for Ohio State, a successful one. They'll move on to Boston, Yale, and Princeton are done. Kerr off the draw. Giving chase is Kosick. In back of the net, McCall. Kerr in front, went to the puck. And North Dakota. Left wing feed up. Hoopstein. He's rattled into the corner there by Van Ryn. Hoopstein will go for it again. Put one through opposite side. On it quickly is Blake. Point shot Murphy. At the flex off the high glass in behind Turco. Gobbled up by Matt Hurd. Atman off the skate. And another skate. Twice getting in the way there was Kosick. You'd like to have the puck on a magnet, but not on the back of your skate going the other way. Kosick then stepped into good pressure here by North Dakota. Big moved in, high slot. Hoopstein couldn't get it across to him. And Big collided with his teammate. Wolverines can't clear. There's a shot! And that was stopped. Finally, the Wolverines relieve the pressure. Icing. 4:16 to go here in the opening 20 minutes. It is 1-0. Matt Henderson, the goal scorer for the Fighting Sioux. We'll be back after a word from the NCAA. Well, we've seen NCAA hockey at its best here tonight as we look at Dean Blaze. Last year became the 6th coach to win an NCAA title in his first coaching experience in the tournament. Into the corner. Wolverines come up with it. Hayes leaving it there. Behrenswag, he couldn't break free from the back checking. Onto the stick of Wes Dory, number 20 for the Fighting Sioux. Dory into the zone. Dory being met there by Scott Crawford. That went off the leg, cleared up to the line, but not out. Held in. There's a shot that's blocked nicely by Greg Crozier. Got down. Then Greg Crozier stepped into Trevor Hammer.
Now what the Wolverines are trying to do right now, also, they're a little more physical than North Dakota, and they're trying to play the body as much as they can to slow them down, tire them out, do whatever they have to do, because they're just like, they're fighting through like a lot of water bugs out here. They just keep coming at you. They never stop moving their feet, and they just continue to apply the pressure in that forecheck.
Mitch Big, the captain and student athlete of the year this year. Number 7 sent one wide, and the Wolverines will carry out. And across the line comes Koch. First to speed, offset right wing. Gains control into Langfeld. Langfeld bumped into Armbrust. And now the puck onto the stick of Ulmer. Jason Ulmer across the line, but that's offside at the Wolverine blue line. 2:46 to go, first period.
Well, Brad DePaul was coming down that left wing position, trying to hold the line, but could not do so. As you look at Mr. Ulmer right now, he's a sophomore out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan. Highly skilled. This is a guy who makes a play. Very strong in the power play. One of the reasons is because he's always moving.
Well, the average is way down tonight, but the key for them, they have 1 goal on 4 shots.
Right now, that's all they need, right? That's what they're thinking. Absolutely. They know there's a lot of time left in this game.
Earlier game tonight, it was Michigan State with a 2-0 lead. Back team Ohio State, and they wound up winning it in overtime. So this one obviously a long way from over. 1 goal. You wouldn't think would decide it.
Well, Dean Blaze looks a little relaxed and behind that bench right now. Actually played his college hockey at the University of Minnesota, where he was Rookie of the Year back in 1969 and 70.
6 NCAA titles for North Dakota. Second, Michigan leads with 8. This North Dakota's 14th tourney appearance. Eight NCAA titles for Michigan. Their last 2 years ago, they had gone 32 years without one prior to 96. And with their 8th consecutive appearance in the 90s, they are the winningest hockey program. The Wolverines penalty coming up here.
Was that a boarding call? I believe he's going to make it against North Dakota. And so this penalty comes with just 2:13 remaining on the clock in the first period. And Jeff Ulmer doesn't even question the call. He heads to the bench, so he knew he was caught in something. Referee maintaining control here in the first period. Watch coming in here. Here's the reason for it, right from side to side. That's where the shoulder injuries occur, when you're at your side like that and all of a sudden you hit into the boards. 17:47 the time. North Dakota with 3 minor penalties in this first period. 2 have gone to the Wolverines as he gets a windshield wipe.
It's all Michigan with a great chance to get even here, and how deflating that can be for the opposition if you can get a goal in the last few minutes of the period. Turned over in front. Here's her, the shot. And that one was stopped. Kosick picking it up. Wheeling one back to the point to McCall, around to Chris Fox. His shot blocked. Getting out there nice to the block. That one sends one through. And that was stopped. And now it will be cleared with a good first block by Jesse Bold. Wolverines' second power play try. Fox played it ahead. It was blocked. Knocked down on the play was Calder.
Oh, he was slashed.
And a penalty coming up.
Yeah, and that's you'll see the players, especially. We talked about the type of sticks they're using today and how hard those things are. You'll see the players. They'll get that stick near the hand or near the elbow or arm area, and you don't have to swing hard with it. But boy, you can do a lot of damage. Coming in here, tried to get the stick. It looked like he tried to hit the other stick, but he inadvertently got the hand at the same time. So the slashing call comes against the Wolverines, and that will be Matt Herr, who goes to the box at 18:34.
Well, that will negate the manpower advantage. 1:26 to go in the first period. Puck flipped into the Wolverine zone off the board. Sioux going in after it, dropping one back. Scores! Great shot by Hoogstein, makes it 2-0.
Well, he just unloaded that one. You can see the velocity of that shot also as Red Berenson kind of exhales a little bit with that shot. Hoogstein is not very big. You look at this player, but I'll tell you, he is 5'7", 140 pounds. And he's going against some pretty big boys out here. You watch, all of a sudden, as the puck is kept in the zone here, Hoogstein hangs back just a little bit. He takes a perfect pass right here, and all of a sudden he is just able to unload that. And I believe that's Jay Panzer getting the puck back to him as he moves around here. Just gets it, and you can see just beating Turcotte on the short side. Jay Panzer will get the assist. And for David Hoogstein, his 20th goal of the season to give his team a 2-0 lead.
He had 2 big goals against BU in last year's come-from-behind championship. That was a 4-on-4 goal. So the native of Thunder Bay, who's 23, one of those older players we were talking about.
You know, we also talked earlier about Turcotte not playing as strong as he had before. Only 5 shots have come his way in this period. 2 of those goals, 40% of those shots have resulted in goals for the Fighting Sioux.
And this is about 8 below the Fighting Sioux's average for a first period in shots on goal, but they are making the most of their opportunities here tonight.
Well, that's what you have to do, especially in playoff competition. You may not get as many opportunities as you normally get, but when you get them, you've got to make certain you bear down on them. Look at Scott Sandlin, who played in the WCHA, also played for many years in the National Hockey League, with the assistant coach for Dean Blaze in North Dakota.
Andrew Merrick, son of former NHLer Wayne Merrick, out of the face-off circle. And to take the draw was caught, controlled though, and Curtis Murphy, the senior, starts behind his net. Murphy with 42 points this season, ties his total of last year. Sent through, Turco flexing, made that stop. Jason Blake on the puck. Trying to come out of the corner with it. Baronswag cutting him off, slashing at him, hacking at him. Taken by Cox back of his own goal. Up to Langfeld. Big with it. The captain for North Dakota. Wolverine zone as a crushing hit put on and a penalty coming up.
Yeah, he's not going to allow any of these checks, especially on the boards. This is going to be checking from behind, and it's going to come with just 13 seconds remaining on the clock. And right now, Michigan not very happy, but I believe that's Andrew Merrick who's going to get the checking from behind call, coming at 19:47 of the period. Right in front of the penalty box, so at least he was close. Yeah. And right here, and you can see coming in there, and you can see also Henderson going down, taking that pretty good shot, gets right back up.
Well, he gets a major and a game misconduct. So Andrew Merrick, the sophomore, his night is done.
You think the tone has just been set by the referee?
I believe so.
I think so. That's a tough position to be in right now. Andrew Merrick was on that fourth line center ice position for the Michigan Wolverines. And the fans are just finding out exactly what has happened here. It is a major penalty.
Tim Benedetto is the referee tonight.
And automatic game misconduct when it's a major like that.
So, just 12 seconds go in this period. Wolverines can't clear it out. Hunsinger couldn't knock it away. Now it's cleared. But the key thing is, as this first period comes to a close, quite the opportunity. Up 2 men for 34 seconds will North Dakota be to start the second. And then they'll have just over 4 minutes of manpower advantage as the Michigan Wolverines trail it. As Matt Henderson, with the opening goal of this hockey game, his 24th from Vig at 8:25, made it 1-0. And then David Hoopstein, his 20th from Jake Panzer at 18:53. And they're being booed off the ice by this partisan crowd. Listen to them.
Well, I think perhaps the referee might be part of those boos right now also. But it's interesting because I was watching even with after Turco let in that second goal, some of the Michigan fans were giving a little bit of a raspberry at that point too. They expect better. But this is a guy who holds the NCAA record for most wins, 124, and you've got to give him a lot of credit. He's had a tremendous season, a tremendous career with Michigan.
Well, Tim Benedetto has laid down the law here this evening at Yost Ice Arena, and so far not a good night for the state of Michigan.
No, it certainly has not been. When you look at Michigan State being beaten out by Ohio State, and now, right now after the first period of play, you've got the Wolverines down in their home building by a score of 2-0 over the defending NCAA champions, the Fighting Sioux from North Dakota, who had a very strong period. Not a lot of shots on nets, perhaps, but they made the most of them.
7-6 final shots on goal favoring the University of Michigan. North Dakota with a 2-0 lead over the Wolverines after 20 minutes of play. We've seen a lot of hitting here tonight. Still more to come. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 98 Hockey Championship. Yes, Michigan hockey is electric. Right now, though, tonight they just have to get plugged in. They trail North Dakota 2-0 as we're about to start second period action. And when the Fighting Sioux have a lead, this is a tough team to come back against. And they jumped out with 2 goals in that first, and the Sioux are 20-0-1 when leading after the first period of play. But a huge opportunity here. They are up 2 men to start period number 2. 2 men for another half minute. And then they'll have over 4 minutes with which to work. There's a shot. Turco flexing made that one off Jason Blake. Far side, Clark able to nudge the puck out with a dive to center. Here comes Panzer into the zone. Working in around back of Turco. Dave Panzer had to come back to the near side for Curtis Murphy. Murphy fed one through. Barron's wide blocked it. Turco made the save. Loose in front. Oh, Turco with a good crawling save. Getting that left hand out. Here's her all the way. Here it is there. A short-handed goal for Matt Herr. This crowd is rocking. Safe to say they're plugged locked in now.
Well, that's what they needed right here. You watch this end. Some of the defensemen had their sticks in the air. They thought this was going to be a goal. And how quickly it changes. Her coming out of the penalty box. And this is a great rule because it gives you opportunities at the opposite end. When you're on the ice, you have to be aware. The old rule was that you had to come back in your own zone and touch up. That's not the case anymore in college hockey. And Her comes in, and he beats Schweitzer cleanly here to put that puck in. And what a nice goal, a nice pass it was by Justin Clark to move it up ice. 43 seconds, the time of that goal. We're in a hockey game.
And how big that is in the opening minute. Their fourth shorthanded goal this year. So Matt Herr, the captain from Alpine, New Jersey, with his fourth playoff point. Fourth round pick of the Washington Capitals back in '94. Matt Herr makes it 2-1. Shot in wide of the goal. Turco gets back up, boxes on it. And with that being a major penalty, none of that had expired. So they're still shorthanded here for another 3:20. It wasn't scored on the first shorthanded play because he came out of the block, so it didn't affect the second liner whatsoever.
Right, what a big lift this is right now for Michigan, too. You can just feel the jump in their step that much greater now after scoring that shorthanded goal.
Here they steal it again. Front of the goal, intended pass for Bill Traynor. Comes the other way, the two. Right in and Turco. Stop that one, another one, and shoves it in back behind the goal with Homer at a good chance. This crowd, no one's in their seat here at Yost Ice Arena. Here's Behrenswag. Behrenswag is good. Oh, Hayes denied. Bobby Hayes, great chance. Behrenswag scores. But this will be waved off in the crease. No goal. And you'd have to say this would be the right call.
Well, I would think so. The official is making his presence felt right now, but we talked about the fact that the Wolverines had to really pick up the pace here, play the body a little bit more, slow them down. They're doing that by scoring goals. Watch the front of the crease right here. All of a sudden, you can see the netminder going down, and she knocked into the crease. Oh, boy. It's in the top corner, but nonetheless, the whistle had blown before the actual puck went into the net.
And that's what was key on that.
Right now, Red Berenson is saying, hey, he was knocked into the net. But that is critical.
Two things there that the referee, Tim Benedetto, will look at. Did he make an effort to get out, although he didn't have a lot of time, still down at his knees. But when that player goes into the crease in college hockey, that whistle goes right away. Let's listen to this one in real time. Listen for the whistle. Just about before that puck went in, that whistle went.
Yeah, it did definitely go. There's no question. The thing is, both players came together also, so it wasn't a question of one player knocking the other player into the crease. They both got to that area at the same time.
And that'll be held by Turco long enough. It's funny that this crowd was all over the referee, what with Merrick being tossed out. And Tim Benedetto heard it from the fans here prior to the period when he came out. The fans started chanting, "We want Chigos. We want Chigos." Now, for those who don't know, there's Matt Chigos and there's Mark Chigos, who work CCHA games. They're known to keep things under control and pretty much even and two good officials. So is Tim Benedetto, but you know that CCHA or WCHA officials cannot work this game.
That's correct. Interesting also, you look for little things to give your team a lift, and right now that major penalty seems to have turned things around because the Wolverines are doing a great job here of coming out early in this first period. We've got some debris in behind the net right now, and of course that is a very dangerous area because if a player comes into that area, tries to cut the net, loses his footing, down he goes. And Coach Red Berenson seeing a lot more intensity from his team as the assistant coach Mel Pearson looks on.
So face off to the right of Marty Turco. And cleared. 2:15 to go in this major penalty. So even should the Fighting Sioux get a goal here, they'd still be shorthanded. That's the worst case scenario for the Wolverines. They'll try and get out of this with a goal not coming against them. Maybe another one shorthanded.
Now Turco able to get that puck, and with that good shot of his, gets it all the way down the perimeter of this ice. And
that'll be offside. Well, look at Michigan's had more shots on the Sioux power play than the team that should have more. Brad Berenson, 17 NHL seasons with Montreal, the Rangers, St. Louis, Detroit. This is a guy who never took more than 47 penalty minutes in one period, so more often than not, he'll preach discipline.
And here's the youngster right now who would love to be playing in this game, Carl Gehring out of Apple Valley, Minnesota. The pulled groin has taken him away from this game, and we mentioned before the 1997-98 Rookie of the Year in the WCHA.
23-3-1 in the season for him. Freshman, and Schweitzer a sophomore in goal. Turco, the senior for Michigan. Wolverines fail to clear at a good opportunity. Turned over. Right in the spot. Oh, and that's blocked and cleared out. And on the hard hit forward, and we have a penalty coming up for interference right here.
Yes, we are. Interference is going to be the call that is going to go against North Dakota. That's not what they were looking for. They are on their heels right now. Brad Williamson heads to the penalty box. It's going to be off in the corner. You're going to watch it right here. See the play now. Watch as it comes in there. Right there. The little stick. All of a sudden just pulls them down. Interference call. Good call by the official. North Dakota, which had the power play, will be even right now, but 121 remaining in the major penalty to Merritt. And then barring other penalties, the Wolverines will be on with the extra attacker.
And on that goal by Matt Herr from Justin Clark, they've added an assist to Marty Turco. That'll be his 15th career assist offside. 2-1, North Dakota leading. Bubba Behrenswag, anchor on that defense for the Wolverines. Face off just outside the Wolverine blue line. Matt Herr, who has the shorthanded goal. Herr, the captain, put on the brakes, half forward, fed one back, intercepted. Now away quickly comes Blake. Blake passed one back to Jay Panzer that didn't work. There's McCult the other way. McCult to Behrenswag, backhand shot went wide. Here's Herr with a chance, and Schweitzer will stop that one. And some extracurricular activity.
Yeah, the sticks are getting up here pretty good. They continue to happen with these two teams, and Michigan trying to use that physical presence of theirs right now, and they've done a good job of containing North Dakota. North Dakota needs to get back to that same type of intensity they had in that first period, but they're kind of sitting back a little bit. But a lot of that because of the chippiness is taking place also. You can see Schweitzer had already made the save, and look at the players coming in here. Sticks getting up a little bit. Both benches are certainly where the costly the penalties can be.
Back to the line for Fox. Played it into the corner. Hammer hitting against the boards. Fox again, another shot. That was deflected before it got through. Wolverines really hustling for this puck like night and day from first to second period. What a goal will do for you. Back to the goal for Vig. Vig gets belted. Then Langfeld drives his check into the boards. And we've got a penalty coming up for it.
Yep, it's going to be an elbowing call. I believe it's going to go against Michigan this time along the boards.
So Langfeld will be heading off. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1998 Ice Hockey Championship from Ann Arbor.
Well, penalty going against Langfeld of Michigan will go on the board here, but a lot of penalties coming on here, and right now this should be some good open ice hockey as North Dakota's on the power play.
A little bit too anxious on that, offside at the line. So 4 seconds left in the penalty being served by Bob Gassoff.
There's a look at Josh Langfeld out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. He is the first Minnesota player to play for the Wolverines since Jeff Irvin back in the 1988-89 season.
From your neck of the woods.
Tough place to recruit in Minnesota when you've got the likes of, course, the Gophers and St. Cloud State and UMD, and Mankato State's coming in here pretty soon, a couple of years.
Gassoff served that penalty, and he immediately heads to the bench. So they get through that. Shot far side. There's one that Turco wants to have back. And the Fighting Sioux regain a 2-goal lead.
Well, what a shot that was, I'll tell you. Adam Calder coming down in that left wing position, nice and low, and Turco just missed it altogether. That was not a good angle position to score a goal from. But you talk about oddities in games right now. Watch how far he is to the boards. Defenseman doing a job to force him off. He's way beyond that dot. And when you get beyond the dot, if a goal goes in, the goaltender has misread this play or where his position is. But low, and look at that. Boy, was that puck labeled right under the glove and right inside the far pipe. Wow. Lifts that one leg, kind of gives a little kick there. And his teammates right now, and the likes of Marty Turco coming back to him and saying, come on, you got us here. Let's keep on going. But that goal will go, his 9th goal of the season. The first assist will go to Trevor Hammer, and the second to a fella, Mitch Vig, at 5:06 of the second period.
Reviewing the goal, but hard to understand why.
And I don't think there's any question in my mind that it was in, but maybe our angle's a little bit different. You watch it here once again. It's going to be just inside the pipe here. In, around, and about, and every other way.
Not much doubt about it.
No, there certainly isn't.
Marty Turco could have been praying on it.
Yeah. What's that little thing in behind there?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. I think perhaps they thought maybe it hit the pipe and came right back out again. But no question, it's in the net. 5:06, North Dakota.
Now, you could argue that in a tabletop hockey game where, you know, the in and outs, they don't count.
That's right.
Not here. That one's as good as in, and that should silence this crowd of 6,400 for the time being.
It got quiet here in a hurry, didn't it?
Sure did. Sent down, and Schweitzer will hang on to that one.
Well, they're going to try and slow down Michigan a little bit, and what better way than to score goals? That happens at both ends, though. But the Wolverines did a nice job of coming out here in this start of this second period, putting in the pressure and getting a key goal for them. Yeah, what's reviewable? The puck crossing the goal line. Does it actually go over the line, the entire puck? Directed into the net by a hand or foot. Deflected in the net by official. High stick. Review artists are up in the high areas of this building to review those things, but that goal will stand.
Aaron's Wag tapped it to the line, but not out. Jason Blake carrying on. That shot deflected off into the corner. Knocked down. Up along the boards. Rominski couldn't come up with it. Sent out by Turco to the line and out to center ice. Will race for it. And we have another stop in play.
Well, right now, you got North Dakota applying a little bit more pressure. Michigan needs to get some of that flavor they had early on here in the second period. You saw Mr. Trainer there, one of the elements that Coach Red Berenson is trying to bring into this fold to get perhaps some physical play going.
So Bobby Hayes gone for 10 minutes. Now that won't help a misconduct penalty for the Michigan Wolverines. Wolverines are shorthanded. Here's in front of the top of the goal. So the Sioux with 25 seconds left on a power play. In across the line. Centered into the slot. Puck is loose, still jamming away at it, and just sent wide of the goal. Jeff Panzer up there looking for that one. Far side it goes to Blake. Blake shot. That hit Rominski. Still Trainer. He'll knock it out to center ice. Michigan back at full strength. Rominski toward the goal. That'll be stopped. Schweitzer will hang on to it.
Schweitzer will take no chances. That puck coming to his left. He didn't have the balance to get back into the play, so rather than just give it up, decides to hang on to it. As you look at Hunziker, who's one of those big rangy players that Red Berenson likes to have. No question he's got some size here. 6'3". He was a walk-on here, but he has really stepped up his pace. In fact, I think he learned a lot of his talent when he went to Red Berenson's hockey school.
That was good. And a late bloomer, and really his playing time has demanded more ice time, and he hails from this area, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Hunsinger will fire one in. Back behind the net for Curtis Murphy. Curtis Murphy, one of those Moby Baker finalists. We'll bring you up to date on the rest of them during our second intermission here tonight, as we head on in alphabetical order. Goal through. Schweitzer will hang on to another one. Face-off coming up to his left with 12:38 to go, second period. 3-1 North Dakota. Yost Arena, Ann Arbor, Michigan. Ken Daniels along with Tom Reed. 3-1 for North Dakota, leading the Michigan Wolverines.
North Dakota has now taken the lead in the shots department as well, 14-12 at this point in the game. But things have kind of curtailed here a little bit. We're not seeing the intensity we had just a few moments ago. It's amazing what a few goals, one on each side, will do to bring the flavor back in a hurry, though.
Crozier. Greg Crozier doing some good work indeed. Being tied up by Jesse Bold. Crozier has it come back to him again. Crozier in the corner, around back of the goal for her. Her up there with Clark, who takes the puck. Western Clark to the point, to Fox, toward the goal, deflected. Penalty coming up here to the Sioux.
Well, Crozier was knocked down from behind, and right now the referee saying, Jesse Bull, you're coming my way. It's an interference call that will go against the Fighting Sioux. Another opportunity for Michigan to close the gap here a little bit. They trail by 2, and Dean Blaze is just shaking his head. And what is going on with these guys? We've talked to coaches about the importance of staying on the ice. The players know. But watch here on the left of your screen as he comes in the middle, and that's a good call by the official. He looks like he's looking at the puck, but he actually saw the play, and so Crozier draws a penalty on Jesse Bull, who cross-checks him from behind.
So a shorthanded goal for Michigan tonight. Now they go to work on a power play. Billy McCult, who hasn't been inconspicuous through the playoffs by any means, but hasn't picked up where his regular season left off. 0 for 2 on the power play. Now the Wolverines through the line, and it's out to center as Fox stayed with his check, Adam Calder. Puck came free to her. Her nice move into his skates, sending one in behind the net. Big is bumped in there by Kosick. Working in deep into McCall. McCall shot scores! Now he's conspicuous. Down by 1, 3-2. Wolverines in it again. A power play goal.
Well, they've scored shorthanded. They scored on the power play. They haven't scored at equal strength, but they're going to get a chance to do that. McCult doing a nice job on that left point position, moving in to take the pass. And when he takes the pass, all of a sudden he moves right into the shooting area. You watch how the Wolverines move the puck around. That's what you need to do, but the passes have got to be right on the target. McCall comes in, he puts it in the net, and very quickly that puck finds its way in there. And the assist will go to Kosick, who made the nice play out from the corner. And the other assist coming from the boards is by number 8, Her, who's had a pretty solid game. And I think we're having a timeout being called right now by Dean Blaze to try and regroup here a little bit to find out what is going on.
Well, he saw what happened after that shorthanded goal where the Wolverines just kept on buzzing. So he wants to take the crowd out of it a little bit.
That's exactly right.
May not be a bad idea. With 6,400 here, saluting Bill McCult for that goal, who now, with that goal, has passed Jason Botterill for 5th in all-time Michigan goals, his 105th career marker. And he has so many timely goals, does Bill McCult. 68% of his goals have come with the score tied, or one of the two teams ahead by a goal. Here he gets one with his team down by 2 to pull within 1.
Well, coming into this game, he had 31 goals, now has 32, but he has struggled a little bit in his last 20 games with only 6. 2 of those being open areas. But this is a guy who loves to play. When you talk to the coaches, they will say, this is an old-time hockey player. He can't get enough ice time. And I'll tell you, he's determined, continues. I was watching him as he is watching the other teams practice on the ice here. And he just wants to see what the moves are and what they bring to the ice. So if he gets a chance to play against them, he knows how to react to it.
Now another penalty coming up here to North Dakota. Puck is intercepted. Wolverines will go back to a power play looking to get back even.
High sticking call is going to go against Jason Blake. And even the coach, Dean Blaze, right now is not getting upset. He's just kind of, okay, guys, you play your game. I'll take care of things on my side when that chance comes. Watch at the top of your screen. Watch the stick come up right there. Good call. You know, the player thinks that because they have helmets and face masks, they can get away with this stuff, but that's an errant play by the stick. You got to respect who you're playing against and respect your teammates, and you don't do that by having the stick up and making those kind of plays.
North Dakota clears it back into the Wolverine zone.
He's going to call a penalty right now. The linesman is calling, the assistant referee. Murphy was knocked down. And this penalty is going to go against number 21, Josh Langfeld, who just got out of the box. Interference is the call. And now he's questioning the player. Now, do we have a 10-minute misconduct or not? I'm not sure. That Langfeld is called for interference, and we'll see if there's anything tacked on to that. Well, that's what he gets. 10-minute misconduct also, I believe it's going to be. Yeah, 2 minutes for interference and 9:05. Boy, oh boy.
Referee was over at that box a little bit too long to just be saying 2 minutes. So.
Yep.
Well, whether or not Langfeld thought he could get away with something. But with Benedetto's down the ice, but the assistant referees can call them here. Let's take a look at the top of your screen right here.
Well, right here, you see Murphy with the puck. Now, he's going to make the play away. He's just made the play away. He's fair game at that point. And he knocks him down. That's where it was. That's where I was watching the assistant referee make that call. Obviously, he saw something that I did not see, but when a player has a puck like that, he's made that pass. He is still fair game to hit. And all of a sudden he knocks him down. He's called for the interference, and he's questioning the official, which I can't blame him, but it becomes costly. And Red Berenson and the fans here not happy with what they're seeing right now. 10:55 to go here in period number 2. North Dakota leading by a score of 3-2, and the penalty box should be a revolving door tonight.
Shots are 14-14. Getting crowded in there.
I wish they had somebody to talk to. Not so lonely.
Only for that man. He must feel like the spotlight's on him.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're a player and you're playing a guy and you know he's going to make calls, you can't say one word to him. You're going to get a penalty, go to the penalty box.
And the Wolverines getting one now. Listen to this crowd this time. This crowd is irate.
Yep. I don't think I'd be shaking my head or saying anything at this stage of the game, but it will be a tripping call going against, once again, the Wolverines. Dave Hunsicker, the big freshman we talked about, 6'3". Watch where his stick is, his leg is right here. Nothing wrong with that call. When you stick the knee out, when you stick the leg out, you're going to be called. Hoogstein coming across in front of him goes down.
Just prior to that, though, Wolverine fans thought they should have one called the other way.
Well, they're probably...
Listen to their chant going on here. So a 4-on-3 advantage now for North Dakota. One-time shot! Kirko got over and stopped that one. Somehow he stopped it. That shot just went wide. Henderson already had one tonight on a hard shot. Kirko beat him that time. Murphy. He'll shoot one in around the boards. Henderson stopped it. 0 for 4 in the power play is North Dakota. They'll work it around the perimeter. Murphy in deep. Anderson waiting off his skate. Turco will grab a hold of that one and hang on.
Well, that last penalty to Hunsinger is going to be called for kneeing, not tripping, as he moved that leg out. A little confusion, I think, at the part of North Dakota right now as they've run out of seats. Dean Blaze behind the North Dakota bench. NCAA champs right now. Next week, that could change.
Seeded number 2 here in the West. The number 1 seed has already been ousted from the tournament tonight by Ohio State. Back to the point. Shot just wide of the goal. The power play continues for North Dakota. Back in Murphy, side of the goal. Gets the return feed. Calder sent one in front, knocked down by Fox and cleared down the ice. There's an interference penalty coming up. As Hurry used his speed and couldn't break through and just made sure with the fans on his side that Benedetto would call that one.
Well, Hurd did a nice job there. Murphy was trying to slow him down. Murphy didn't have the speed. Hurd, with those long legs of his, trying to jump on by the WCHA defender right here. Watch right here. Trying to get the body in front. He interferes with him here. Knocks him down, and so the penalty will go against North Dakota, and they're all saying that's not a penalty, but the referee is not afraid to make these calls, and he did this one at 10:36 of the period. Interference against Curtis Murphy.
Well, and if you're Curtis Murphy, what you have to do is figuring that the next penalty is going to get against your team, just keep on skating and forget it.
That's right.
Koch's shot. That was stopped, and Schweitzer will hang on to it for a face-off. Past the halfway point in this hockey game, it is 3-2 for the defending champs from North Dakota, leading the Michigan Wolverines, the title holders from '96.
I think these guys are a little bit ornery because they're in that dressing room so long, waiting to come on the ice.
Could be. Our first game here tonight went into overtime before Ohio State put a close on Michigan State's season with a 4-3 victory. Andre Signoretti getting his second goal of the night. That was the overtime winner, in case you joined us late. I'm glad you're up late with us here tonight on a Saturday evening. Sent in, Turco flexing, good right pad save. Down near boards. 4-on-3 advantage right in front. Oh, Turco with a big save. Just as the penalty had expired. One expired to put the Wolverines back even.
Oh, nice play by Panzer behind the back pass right onto the stick of Jason Blake. And that's the Turco these fans are used to seeing. Jason Blake coming in here in that slot area. Good shooting position. He just rips one. Turco equal to the task. Watch behind the back here. Everyone goes to Panzer, and all of a sudden Blake with a puck. He just comes in high and catches the netminder on that left side. 8:51 to go in the second period. Shots right now by North Dakota 19 and by Michigan 14.
Already tonight, 46 penalty minutes, and we're just past halfway. Right off the draw. Failing to get through with Blake. Turning with it is Fox. Michigan now with the man advantage. Hunsinger steps out of the box. He goes right to the Wolverines bench. Here's her cutting in. Her cuts it back. Oh, what a stop! Aaron Schweitzer with the save of the game so far. Crozier can't believe it.
Well, Crozier thought he had it right there. Her making a nice effort with that puck, and he and Crozier combining, but Aaron Schweitzer, who he said filling in for the injured netminder Gehring. Watch right here, the pass coming across. Perfect play by her to get it across. And Crozier going to the net like you want to do. And he tried to bury it, couldn't get it high enough. And Schweitzer just a little bit too quick, and he hangs on.
Not your average Schweitzer. Big stop. Moved in. Kostic goes to the front of the net after making that pass. Puck came around the boards. Kostic, left side, fed one through. McCulkin back of the goal for her. Crozier front of the net. Point it goes, shot through, deflected wide. McCulkin. Far side her, in there against Hammer. Crozier, they're all in there, and Hammer will get a face-off. 32 seconds left in the Wolverine power play. They trail 3-2.
When we talk about the number of penalties in this game already, about 46 minutes. And a number of years ago, I was involved in the game in Boston when Minnesota played against the Bruins. And in that game, they had 406 minutes in penalties. It started from the 7-second mark and never ended. That was a long night.
How many of those were yours?
None. I was up doing the broadcast.
Yeah,
I think 3 of them were mine, but that's all right. A major and 2 minor.
You had your best night ever.
That's right. That was tough from up there.
McCult. On this draw, puck free in there. Back to the point it goes. Berenswag. Cox turning out with it. Played in behind the net. Matska. Koch is on it again. Here's McCall. Back to the point to Van Ryn. Waiting for a crowd. Moving in. Berenswag. Backhand shot. Off the side of the goal. Centered in front of McCall. Just shot it wide. Penalty is over. And tipped out as Murphy came out of the box. Berenswag wheeling away. Murphy hooking on him. Berenswag puck. Continued on. Berenswag still with the puck. And Schweitzer will make the save. Nice individual effort there by Bubba Berenswag. The Chicago area native. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 98 Hockey Championship. North Dakota leading Michigan. 3-2. You see the time left. 7:06. Here in the second period. Fox. His shot. And Schweitzer stops that one and deflects up into the seats and out of play.
Good shot by Fox, just moving in from the board position. Nice and low out there, looking for that rebound, trying to beat the goaltender. And Schweitzer able to see that shot all the way, and that's critical for goaltenders from those shots. You want to, as defensemen in the defensive zone, move the players from in front of that net to allow your netminder to see it.
Shot by Fox. Need to get some traffic through. That shot went wide. As Rominski came right up the draw. Rominski around for Kostic as Rominski's knocked down to the ice, gets back up, tap past Hindle by Henderson. Hunsinger in his own zone. Puck up high, out to center ice, carrying on Panzer. Jay Panzer firing one in left wing side. Jason Blake, he's bumped back of the net. Off the back of the goal and taken by Hunsinger. To the line and out, sent back in and offside at the Wolverine blue line.
Defensively, Michigan doing a nice job right now of playing the body. Fox, especially with Jason Blake coming down, was able to get a piece of him. This fellow right here, Hunsinger, doing also an equally adept job of just forcing the shooter to the outside. When you've got a player coming down with that puck, you want to try and force him to the backhand rather than the forehand. They're much weaker on the backhand, and so you give him a little bit of room on one side to try to force him to go that direction. These guys have had a busy night.
Set back into Michigan territory. Crawford. He'll one hand pass that puck ahead. out to the line. Ulmer fired it back in and another offside. So we've had stretches here tonight where hand-to-hand, no whistles, and then about 15 in a row.
Yeah. And when you're a pretty good skating team, and both these teams are, that those constant whistles really hurt you because you can't get the rhythm that you're looking for.
Matt Herr, the captain, with a big goal tonight. Knocked back in, Herr. Herr has stepped into it center ice. And there's a hit laid on. As Crawford stepped into Armbrust. Back into the 2 goal. Sandwich, Justin Clark laid on the body. Dozier goes in looking for a hit. That pass up the center behind Armbrust. Taken by Van Ryn. Van Ryn's pass went off Mikulski. Elma top of the goal here this evening. Couldn't find that puck as it came back to him and cleared out. Break right wing side for Armbrust. That shot! Turco grabs that one and hangs on.
Well, he made certain that time that he took a little look in behind. He wasn't quite sure. Armbrust coming down in that right wing position. Just lets one fly. Down right-hand shot. Look where the puck is right now. Stands up north. Nothing more frustrating. But he gets good wood on it, and you can see him looking, trying to get the back. I think he realizes where it is now. It's not in the net. He didn't hear a roar.
Face-off coming up to Turco's left. Back in behind the goal for Van Ryn. Up to Koch. Koch tried to play one back. He was up there along with Metzger. That didn't work. And fired back in by Michigan. Puck nearly turned over, but North Dakota will get it out. Pass across didn't work. That one off the skate of Henderson. And Fox will turn back for the Wolverines.
Michigan really coming back now defensively. They're trying to force North Dakota and getting that puck before they hit the blue line.
Far side, Rominski. Long shot in. Schweitzer will hang on to that. And they'll get another quick whistle. While it is 3-2 North Dakota, you're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 98 Hockey Championship. 2018 favoring North Dakota. The score favors the Fighting Sioux by 1. Up along the boards past Hunsinger. And that'll be offside as Jeff Panzer carried in.
They're going to call that actually a high sticking. It was hit down by a North Dakota player as the puck was picked up going into the offensive zone, and so that'll bring the face-off back on the inside. Now look, Panzer's had just a great year for this team. He is just a freshman, 160 pounds, made the WCHA all-rookie team. And he, like a lot of players, playing in his hometown of Grand Forks, North Dakota. He is the younger brother of Jeff Ulmer, number 19, who's the junior. I think it's Dave Panzer, the junior.
In the corner for Trainer. In back of the net. Getting in after it there is Bobby Hayes, having served his misconduct. Hayes knocked down to the ice. That won't make him any happier. And Hayes at least will have some fresh legs, and he's got good speed anyway. Number 25 for the Wolverines. Given away inside the zone. Shot in front. And the rebound deflected wide. Quick shot out the side of the goal from Ulmer. Sticks came out in front, but the Wolverines are away. Hope he can't get into the zone. And turned it back up. Hayes couldn't break free from his check. Hunsinger. Puck is tipped ahead. Turco will come out of the net to play it. Haven't seen Turco out of the net much tonight. Maybe not feeling as sure of himself.
Well, I'm sure that's part of it right now. You've got to have the confidence as a goaltender to come out there. If you don't have it, you need to stay in tight.
And he grabs that one. ready to take a face-off with 3:02 to go here in the second period, with North Dakota leading 3-2, and that man, Marty Turco, last night with his 124th career victory.
And Ted, Albin cannot break that career stat that you see here held by Marty Turco, as his career has come to an end with the loss tonight at Michigan State against Ohio State.
Right off the draw, controlled by North Dakota. Turco didn't know where it was, but it went wide of the goal. And Clark will fire it in. Murphy with it. Murphy off the boards. Hopped over the stick of Big. He'll go back for it. And tapped it up into his own bench and out of play, with 2:43 to go here in the second.
Now, Big just playing it off the boards there just a little bit as you take a look at the Big defenseman. He's one of those guys, as a senior, likes to play the finesse part of the game, although he can use his size at 200 pounds. And he's a fellow who wants to be a surgeon, wants to go in the medical profession. And a couple years ago, very serious accident playing hockey in practice, got cut by a skate, put one of the tendons in his hands, I believe, or his arm, and missed out quite a bit of time, but he's been able to make the most of it, and he seems to be back to 100%.
Send it in front of the goal, backhand shot, goal! They're calling interference, no goal.
Well, you're going to see why that opening occurred. I mean, he was all by himself, and it will be a call going against the Wolverines, and I believe it's going to be Jeff Kotz who gets the penalty, interference. This coming at 17 minutes and 29 seconds. Jeff Kotz just takes his man right out of the play. Watch how the puck is shot in right here, kept in, and right here just gets a piece. I think inadvertently he was trying to push him out of the way, but he got a little bit too much of him, takes him out of the play, and takes away the golden opportunity.
So a good call made there, much to the dismay of the Wolverine fans. Kotz for interference. You can't create that pick. That's just what he did.
Especially in that situation, being that close into the net.
So with that goal waved off, and rightly so, now the Fighting Sioux go to a power play. Up 3-2. Tim, look out. That's up into the third row of seats. One thing about Wolverine fans, they're always in unison with their cheers.
I've got a watch right here. You're going to see coming from the right of your screen, Murphy trying to move across, and all of a sudden he is just taken right out of the play. And you can see Schweitzer also reaching back there, but the referee was very quick to make that call and to wave off the goal and to call the interference against Kotz.
North Dakota is 0 for 5. The man advantage. Shot off the side of the net. Hard side, Blake. Jason Blake, the junior. And again up into the same area in the crowd. Another souvenir with exactly 2 minutes to play here in the second period.
Well, you saw North Dakota trying to get possession of that puck and move it around, but they were really forced to the outside. Jason Blake was moving with the puck. He couldn't do anything with it because Bubba Berenswig was coming after him, trying to get a piece of him.
.125 to go in the penalty. With Kotz in the box. Brought in deep. Round the far side and sent back down.
Well, Van Ryan was going to make certain he was not going to have that puck stay in his own zone. He got it up high, good hard shot, takes it all the way down.
Fired in. Off the stick into the corner. Sent around back of the goal by Omer. Doing battle in there. Omer getting over. Back to the point. Williamson shooting it in. Adam Calder, his shot. That stopped. Traffic in front. Trainers away and he'll clear. .1 minute to go here in the second period. 25 seconds left in this North Dakota power play. Backhand in front. Good shot, good save. Another shot. And that went over top of the net, and the whistle had already gone as Jeff Ulmer backhanded one.
Well, the referee is blowing the whistle very quick at both ends now when that puck comes in that crease area. If he momentarily loses sight of it, he'll make the call. The goaltender did not have the possession of the puck here. Turco trying to get to it. There's a good pad save here coming. As you see, Turco throwing that left pad of his out. Ulmer getting the first shot and finally going off to the second. Shot from the second side did not bring any results for North Dakota.
Tonight's telecast is an exclusive presentation of NCAA Productions. Any commercial use of this telecast without the express written consent of the NCAA is prohibited. Murphy. He'll walk one back in. Wide of the goal. Barron's way. Had it go off the skate to the line. They backed up but kept the puck in. So back at even strength. Up along the boards and out. Shot right back in. Knocked down by Hunsing. One last rush here for the Wolverines this period. But that'll go offside.
Well, I think both these teams feeling the effects of the heat in this building right now. It seems a little bit warm. Plus the lateness perhaps. And
they're not alone.
The physical part of it. That's right. It is a little bit warm in here.
How have you kept your jacket on this long?
It's stuck to me.
I think so. Mind you, at this point, you better leave it on.
I think I better.
3-2, North Dakota leading. 14 seconds left. Second period.
Well, North Dakota had a 2-goal lead after the first period, and the Wolverines have battled back here, scoring 2 of the 3 goals in period number 2.
That pass was behind Ulmer. It'll go down the ice, and Turco lets it go. So one key faceoff coming up with 5.3 seconds to go, second period.
Well, we continue to see a lot of stick work being done here. Ulmer and Crozier coming together just as that whistle ended. 19 for North Dakota, 33 as you look at Crozier right now.
Bill McCall will come out there to take this face-off. He's really lifted his play this season, took on the leadership role. They all jam for it. McCall to the point. The time will run out. Save made by Schweitzer. McCall stumps at the whistle. And immediately heading off is the man who hit him, Henderson.
Well, the referee was pointing to him. Now, I don't know if he was pointing to him to say there's a penalty or whether or not he was telling him to get off the ice. But McCall is down on the ice in behind the bench right now. And his glove and stick are down laying on the ice as he appears to have a little bit of an injury, but shake that off. He's got another 20 minutes to go here.
And it's a lot closer than it was after the first 20 minutes of play. 3-2, North Dakota leading. And on that McCall hit, it's going to be a penalty to Henderson. I guess that is exactly what Bemedeno was doing. He was pointing to him that he's going to call him. So Henderson, who has a goal here tonight, dumped McCall right at the whistle. So Inglay's team is going to be shorthanded to start the third period. And that'll make the 6,300 fans here in Ann Arbor at Yost Ice Arena a little bit happier. So third period action still to come. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 98 Ice Hockey Championship. North Dakota leading the Michigan Wolverines. Teams back on the ice here for the start of period number 3. This year, of course, we're moving on to Boston and the Fleet Center and what is sold out. But if you desire tickets, and why wouldn't you, for next year, the NCAA hockey finals out in Anaheim, California. Beginning of April, nice time to be out there.
Yeah,
see the numbers, jot them down. For ticket information, travel packages, why not head out to Anaheim?
Well, big period right now for the Wolverines and the Fighting Sioux. 20 minutes to go on that clock, and North Dakota will be shorthanded.
Don Henderson at the 20-minute mark of that second period when he dumped Bill McCall back of the net. North Dakota 22-0-1. We're leading after 2 periods of play. McCall sent one deep into the zone. Back of the goal is Murphy. Firing around, stopped by Crozier. Crozier went down on the play, and Bull's able to move it down the ice.
Bull looked down the boards first of all to see if he could put it down there, but the defenseman was right along the boards and move it down the center.
Jesse Bull, a 97 WCHA All-Academic team member. Herb, who has a goal already this evening. The Cossack return feed, her right out in front. That's blocked. Cossack right across. Crozier couldn't find it. Cossack, what a save! Oh, Schweitzer robbing him. In front, they score! Tie game. Power play goal.
Well, it didn't take long. 54 seconds to time the clock with the power play goal. And the chances, and Schweitzer had come up with a big save. Cossack, you're going to see here, coming to the side. There's the initial play with Cossack. He just holds his ground. There's the big save by Schweitzer. And all of a sudden, Herr comes in. He goes in the backhand. The puck keeps on going. And you watch, finally, it's just put in. And that's going to be
Crozier getting
number 33, Crozier, who gets the goal on the far side. It's in the net, 56 seconds. Cossack and Herr on the assist.
So Crozier has tied up this game 3-3. We talk about early goals in the second period. Herr scored one just 47 seconds in, and now 56 seconds in. The Wolverines have tied up the game. Ray Crozier with his 12th goal. 3-3 tie. This is where we were in game one.
Boy, is it ever. I tell you, this game is going to intensify. I think you watch these two teams now. They're right back to even. We thought this would be maybe a little bit of an advantage. I thought to North Dakota. That has not been the case yet because the Wolverines have really come on here and they played physical when they had to. They've taken some penalties when they shouldn't have, but nonetheless, they're in this game right now at 3 apiece.
Knocked down inside the line. Moved ahead to Matska. He'll fire one in off the half boards in deep. Crozier, who has that goal from Cossack and Herr, up laying on the body. Rominski in there with him. Crozier doing battle with Armbrust. It'll come around near side. Out to the line, but not out of the zone. Big back of the net. Bobby Hayes stepped in his path. Big will turn back. Moving up was Van Ryn. Speeding away is Ulmer. Can't get past Rominski. On to Hayes. Took a hit and a bit of an elbow from Big. Pleading his case heading off to no avail. Speeding away Ulmer. That's offside at the Michigan blue line. Quick start to this third period.
Now DePaul was trying to hold the line there. Mike Commodore coming down, or Ulmer with the puck coming down across that blue line. And just a little bit too quick was DePaul.
This crowd on their feet.
Yep, they're getting into it right now. You know, you look at all 3 goals scored by Michigan, 2 of them on the power play, 1 short-handed. Tells you something about the specialty teams and how they're working for them tonight.
Michigan was 1 for 6 in the power play in their victory over Princeton. Through the CCHA, they'd scored at 3.57 goals per game average, while North Dakota was scoring at a rate of 4.87. Here it is 3-3.
Icing call brings the faceoff back to the North Dakota end. 17:08 on the clock, as you can see.
21st tourney appearance for Michigan, 14th for North Dakota. They have 6 NCAA titles, second to Michigan's 8 from this tourney. Here's McCall, up with Cossack. McCall has one tonight. Tried to feed in front, knocked into the corner. Cossack behind the net, Herr going after the puck. stop before he can come up with it. Out to center, Henderson. Nice little feed there for Calder. He stopped at the line. Kosick tipped it up. Here comes her. Spinning around. Kosick, the shot. Deflected, went off hammer and wide of the net. Sign for Michigan to change. Wolverine fans urging on their team. He fought back from 2-0 and 3-2 deficits. 2-0 deficit and 3-1 deficit. Loose in the high slot, but the Fighting Sioux will bring it out. Panzer. His cross-ice pass going to the front of the net was Bull, never came to him. Here come the Wolverines. Fired in by Fox, not deep though. North Dakota will move it up. At the line. Dory shoved it in a little ways, but the Wolverines will flip it back out again. Williamson going back, but this will be icing.
Boy, interesting to watch right now. As soon as North Dakota gets the puck, they start moving up ice. But as soon as they get that blue line, all of a sudden they've got those dark jerseys all around them. The Wolverines just coming back and not giving any offensive punch allowed to the Fighting Sioux.
Well, they get it from different sources.
How do they ever? Everybody contributing just a little bit. This team has lost a lot of firepower from last year. In fact, they've lost a total of 374 points on 144 goals and 230 assists in the senior squad that was who had left the Wolverines last year. But the players who are here have certainly picked up their game. Not as perhaps as potent as they used to be, but they still know how to put the puck in the net.
10 freshmen in this lineup for the Wolverines. Made their squad. Bobby Hayes back of the net. Point Hunsinger. Here's one. That shot just went high over top of the goal. Hunsinger, one of those freshmen who you didn't expect much from him. Really demanded more and more. Kosick. One-handed shot into the zone. Commodore. Back of the net, all tied up. Poked around Jay Panzer. They'll flip one ahead. One-on-one play, trying to bust free was Hookstein. He could.
Perfect play by Van Ryn just to take out Hookstein. Stick between the legs, takes him down.
On to Kosick, McCall front of the net. Kosick pass to the other side. Schweitzer wasn't sure where it was. Held in by Van Ryn. Now cleared out. Picking up is Lafont. Lafont moving in. Ran into Turco, lost his stick. Some heavy hitting at the line. And the whistle goes for the offside. So end-to-end action. With 14:01 to go here in the third period. Kosick to McCall. Saves Schweitzer and rolls out the other side. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 98 Hockey Championship. Welcome back to Yost Ice Arena here in Ann Arbor. Ken Daniels and Tom Reed, and we're glad you're along with us. We're at the witching hour in the East.
Boy, are we ever right now. I'll tell you, 14 minutes remaining, and I don't know if we're going to see more goals scored here in this third period. We may see overtime again, as we saw in that first game. Both these teams are really playing kind of shutdown hockey right now, and especially that last play where you saw McCall, that little shot from in behind the net. Schweitzer down looking for it, rolls out the opposite side. Dean Blaze, don't think very pleased with what he's seeing right now, but he knows his team is in a hockey game. His team has given up a couple of goals when they were shorthanded, and also gave up a goal on the power play. That's not the style he likes to see.
Turco out of the goal. Oh, he's really been a stay-at-home goaltender tonight. Offside as Matska tried to reach back. He can pull a groin doing things like that. He's too far inside the line to get back there and hang on.
Legs weren't quite long enough to hold that blue line, and tried to cut back into his left, not able to do so. So the face-off just outside the North Dakota zone.
Matska, another one of those freshmen we were speaking of the 10. And he had a great season last year in U.S. Junior College. He's come on, 14 points this year. Had the series-winning goal versus Notre Dame. So many different players we showed you have come up big for the Wolverines this season. This will be icing, so another face-off.
And we getting the whistles right now. North Dakota 24 shots on net. Wolverines with 22.
Power play. Michigan 1 for 5, and with a shorthanded goal, North Dakota will make that 2 for 6 and 0 for 7, North Dakota.
Great shot of the Yost Ice Arena. Nice building. Great college building.
Spent over $5 million to renovate it. It's only been a hockey rink for about the past 25 years. Starting out, Berenswag. Tipped ahead, here's Hayes. Hayes, nice move! Hayes, spin around a shot! Another shot, and that one stopped by Schweitzer. So Bobby Hayes can be electrified.
Boy, you talk about second efforts, and he certainly had that on that last particular play. Remember, he sat out with a misconduct early on in this hockey game. And you see the grimace right now as he thought he had something. But one of the reasons he was successful with that play is because he had the speed going in. The little pullback right here against Curtis Murphy, trying to handle him. Murphy could not get onto him, and you can see Hayes with that final spin just takes a shot right at the netminder Schweitzer. Schweitzer coming up with a big stop on that pad of his, and the face-off will come to his right.
Draw one cleanly. Into the corner, Rominski couldn't get through. Murphy will play it around onto Jason Blake's stick. Backhanded out. There's a shot that went high and over top of the net as Ulmer let it go. Centered in front again. Rominski's pass deflected. Kosick couldn't break through. Moving up, Hoopstein couldn't come up with the puck. Out to center, Murphy will shoot one right back into the zone.
North Dakota defense a little bit slow moving up there. Murphy didn't move up as quickly as he should have, and as a result, couldn't get the play going back inside.
Here's Hoopstein, centered one in front. Side of the goal blocked by Fox. And the defenseman down on his knees. The senior will hang on for a face-off.
Fox making sure he's able to hang on to that. He's another player who wants to go to medical school after his days here as a senior.
Well, he's on the CCHA all-academic team.
Yep.
And he's been a member of 3 national champs the past 5 seasons. The Wolverines in 95-96, Compuware Junior A in 93-94, and Little Caesars midget team. So he's been a winner. McCall out to center. Sent back in by Williamson. Turning Hunsinger. Henderson up on the forecheck. Takes Hunsinger into the end boards. Adam Calder. Waiting for it. Henderson with it. Henderson with a goal this evening. Berenswag will flip it up. Hit Henderson on the outlet. Calder picked it off. He's dumped. Berenswag will play it off the glass to the line, but not out. Hard hit thrown over there as Herr stepped into his check. And the Wolverines muscle it to center and the late offside. They'll clear the zone and it'll be flipped out. Hayes. Along with Herr and McCall all head to the bench. Wolverines change it. We played 8.5 minutes here in this third period. This national quarterfinal. Long shot, Langfeld went wide. Langfeld rebounds out the other side. Armbrust took a hit but got the puck out to center. Backhand shot, flipped to the line. Moved back, on it again is Armbrust. And Peter Armbrust was hurt there on that hit.
Well, we got penalties coming up too. Well, this is well after the whistle. Player from each side will head to the penalty box. That's going to be Jeff Koch, who goes for Wolverines. And I believe it may be Peter Armbrust who's going for the Fighting Sioux. Both are hitting after the whistle. A little confrontation just in front of the Wolverines bench. Time of these penalties will be 9 minutes and 6 seconds of the third period. First penalties of this period.
That's a rarity.
Yes, it is.
Here's Blake. His shot trickle handled that. Will hang on with Henderson coming up right there on the doorstep. Well, originally advertised as 12 hours of hockey coverage today, you're getting bonus coverage here for the NCAA National Quarters, and more hockey action coming up for you tomorrow on most of these stations. National quarterfinals, Colorado College and BC and New Hampshire taking on BU. See the times, Eastern Time from Albany, New York. On most of these stations tomorrow, more great NCAA action coming up for you. Fox to Van Ryn. Teams playing at four aside. And the puck is up and out of play.
Well, right now these little battles are being won by the Wolverines. They're getting to the puck just a little bit quicker than the Fighting Sioux are. There's Bobby Hayes, who has had a very strong third period for Michigan.
Bill McCult, we mentioned how he stepped up this season. Last year with so many of the senior class, McCult didn't really need to take as much of a leadership role that he has this year. Rominski couldn't clear it out, then taken by Berenswag, who's had a strong game tonight. Lead feed, McCult, return feed, Berenswag. Left wing side he goes, McCult in front, Rominski couldn't get him the puck. He's slammed in the end boards, Rominski is, by Adam Calder. Turco. They'll come out to leave it for Hudson. Knocked off the stick, turned over, Calder with it. Calder looks back to the point. That shot went wide of the goal. McCult will pick it up. Berenswag. Long shot sailing over top of the goal, off the back of the net. And the captain, Mitch Vig. Good tape-to-tape pass to Jeff Hansen. He can't break in cleanly left wing side into the slot. 25 seconds left in the coincidental penalties as we continue four aside here. Fox. This Fox will wire it in. Crozier and Cossack. They'll move in after. Picked up first by Jake Panzer in the corner. Tried to glove it ahead. Crozier stopped his progress. They'll go back, wait. Now flip it out to center. Out of the box comes Armbrust. That shot was blocked, and that's shot. Another shot in. As Koch is hobbling after blocking that first shot. Trickle down, puck loose. Side of the goal, big scrum in there, and they'll hang on. Well, they jam away forward. 8:39 to go in the third. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 98 Hockey Championship.
And their goaltending right now, Marty Turco on the left, Aaron Schweitzer on the right. You look at the saves that have been made by both of these players, and they know full well that that next shot obviously could be the key one with 8:39 to go in the third period.
Kerr. He'll come right out in front of his own net, had his pocket picked. Fighting Sioux, fighting for that puck. Bubba Berenswag. Love to see his ice time in this game.
Yeah, he's lost probably at least 40% of it.
Shot back in. Turco out of the net. They'll play it around the boards. Turning with it is Hayes. They'll find an opening to her. It changes here as the Wolverines mix it up. Hard hit thrown at the line. Goal was bounced into the far corner. Centered in front of the goal. Good work by Bill Trainer to get it out there quickly. Langfeld couldn't send it in deeper. Van Ryn has to go back. Wes Dory up there quickly on Van Ryn. Dory hit him. And Langfeld near ball. Out to center, Williams. Played it cross ice. Allmer's up there. Going to the front of the net was Defoe. Puck never came to him. Now they'll try near side. Williamson moving up. His shot is knocked down. Picking it up to his stick is Defoe. His shot. Turco stopped that one. We're off the side of the goal. Fox to the line, not out. Hammer. Put it back in behind the net. Defoe looked to center it. Turco poked it away. Defoe on that puck again. And a dangerous play at this stage. Matska fell on it, but you don't want to get a delay, a game penalty now, even though Scott Matska, the freshman, wanted to relieve the pressure.
He may have been hooked there just a little bit also by Defoe coming in from behind him, but he just laid down the puck momentarily enough to get the referee to blow the whistle. You know, when you look at a team like the Wolverines, you have to give them a lot of credit because the third period has really been the strong period for North Dakota all season long. Red Barrington knows full well keeping these players away from making some things happen, but in the third period alone, they have outshot their opponents 79-38. But they're having trouble here against the Wolverines.
Whipped off the glass, out to center. Williamson played it ahead. Rominski's been a real force driving up front of the forecheck all night long. Number 23 for the Wolverines. Up with Cossack. Here's Barenslag again. But it'll be cleared out and down. Turco. One of his rare ventures out of the net.
You just hear the crowd who go, ooh, here he goes.
That gasp. I mean, they remember in the CCHA playoffs, it cost Turco. He gave one away coming out of his goal. And just offside.
Yeah, McCall was looking for that puck coming down in the right wing position, just kind of shaking his head. Wanted just a little bit quicker. And not able to pick up on it. .6:13 to go. Third period here at Yost Arena. We're tied at 3. Becomes a netminders duel.
Schweitzer pressed back into action. North Dakota team won 4 major awards in the WCHA, 3 spots in the first all-conference and all-rookie teams. That hit Schweitzer right up in the face mask. I don't know if he lost sight of that one. He didn't seem to flinch at all.
No, he didn't. Yep.
That came outside the line and back in as it hit the assistant referee. So another stop in play here as 5:53 remains in the third period.
And look at Van Ryn, one of the big guns back on that point position, and a guy who really knows how to, to play well, using the muscle, using his size, using his ability, because he can shoot the puck and he knows how to carry it. A good, solid defenseman.
And another whistle. Another whistle. 5:44 left here in the third. A 3-3 tie, and we said it during the previous game here tonight between Michigan State and Ohio State. They're basically in overtime now, and knowing any mistake at this juncture will be costly.
Yeah, this is where you have to be very smart with the puck. When you get it, you've got to almost eat the puck. You can't afford just to blindly give it away.
Fox up the boards to her. Took that into the zone. Justin Clark made sure. Back of the net, Panzer. Up the boards. Fox, good job to hold it in. Hayes in the slot, never came to him. And the ever-patient Curtis Murphy moved it ahead. Fighting Sioux. Panzer's shot, that was blocked. Clark up at center along with her. Her will shoot one in. Wolverines changing on the fly. We have 5 minutes to go here, third period. 3-3. North Dakota and the Michigan Wolverines. North Dakota, the number 2 seed in the West. Wolverines 3. There's a shot that Aaron Schweitzer will hang on to. 4:47 to go, third period. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the 1998 Ice Hockey Championship from Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor. To go, third period. Shots: North Dakota 31, Michigan 26. North Dakota had scored on 2 of only 6 shots in the first period. Schweitzer knocked it down. Rebound. Schweitzer battling for the puck. Still hasn't come up with it, but his teammates do. Back of the goal, fired around. Schweitzer without his stick. Now he'll get it back. A race to the puck at center. Bull is on it. Jesse Bull knocked down back of the net. As Berenswag is out there again, that pass was behind Langfeld, so you know what we'll have. Another icing. Face-off coming back in the Wolverine zone. As you look at Wes Dory, freshman. Huntsinger, another.
Well, we've talked many times here today about the importance of face-offs. And right now, when you get down to this stage of the game with under 5 minutes to go, you're tied at 3. Face-offs on your own end become ever more important. And right now, it's the Fighting Sioux trying to win that draw.
One shot went wide. Here's Vig. Deflected. McCult got in front of it and now has it. McCult trying to bust through around Murphy. Knocked him off stride and cleared back out Van Ryn. To Fox. To McCult. Wheeling one off the boards. It goes to Cossack. Murphy breaks him in along the boards. Cossack can't get anywhere. Rominski in there to help, and Murphy will come up with it. Third is Murphy. Hobey Baker finalist, WCHA Player of the Year, lugs it into the zone. Centering in front, Fox knocked it down. And the net has come off behind Marty Turco.
A little bit wide right there, and I think Turco knew it was off. I think as a goaltender perhaps watch that a little bit, and then if he gets a chance, just push it away if the play starts to come back towards him. To get the referee to blow the whistle. Red Berenson giving some of his instructions to his players. 3:34 to go on the clock right now, and then we're into overtime.
Well, the Wolverines down the stretch hadn't played all that well. 6-5 their last 11 games. Narrow 2-1 win over Princeton. But tonight, after a first period which hadn't been all that great, they've really found their legs since. Maybe it's the youth of all those freshmen coming on. And that'll be offside.
Whistle after whistle right now. Both these teams trying to play as tight as they can. They need that one shot. They know that's all it's going to take, and they're trying to get someone into a position to do that. Little races to the puck are going to make the difference in this game. Whoever gets to it first will gain the control.
Well, the Fighting Sioux are the defending champs. There hasn't been a repeat NCAA champ in 26 years since the BU Terriers in 71 and 72. And that quickly was Blake. Panzer on it. Dave Panzer. Clark stepped in front of him. Sent out. Here comes her along with Hayes. Hayes. Shoot! Bobby Hayes! 4-3 Wolverines. 2:54 to play.
What a game that Herr has had. Makes a play to this young man who puts it in the net. And to give his team that lead in the game with just 2:54 to go, as Ken has mentioned. And a lot of jubilation on the bench, on the ice, and in the stands right now. You watch it once again. We talked about getting to the puck first. Who wants it? There's the perfect pass right across. And look at Hayes. He reaches back, takes a shot up, high up into that corner, got a piece of the glove, and it's up high. And boy, what a great shot that was. He come in, he pulls it with the forehand, comes in, and the defender cannot get there in time to pick up on it. It's in the net. Clark will pick up the other assist. That coming at 17:06 of the period.
I think Trevor Hammer got his stick down, and that may have forced it up high as Schweitzer came out to play it. Hammer did get that stick down, and it may have tipped off that stick. That beat Schweitzer. Let's take one more look at it.
The pass is critical here, though. He comes in here. Yeah, you can see it. It looked like they hit the goaltender also at the same time, but nonetheless, the shot was coming up high and just caught inside underneath the crossbar. It's in the net, and we have got a leader in this game right now. Michigan scoring the last 3 goals in this hockey game to put them in this position.
Bobby Hayes getting his 21st goal from Herr and Clark. Herr helped set up Crozier at 56 seconds for the tying goal. He set up McCall, which brought them within 1 at 3-2. And he also has a goal, so a 4-point night, a goal and 3 assists for Matt Herr. Here's Lankfeld. His shot went wide. And remember that North Dakota had a 2-0 lead after 1 and 3-1 in the second. It's now 4-3 Wolverines. Michigan State, the top seed, fell earlier here tonight. The number 2 seed in the West and the defending champions on the verge of going down too. Thanks to this youthful Wolverine team, and they'll get a face-off. This crowd rocking here at Yost Ice Arena in Ann Arbor.
And they have every right to do that right now because their team has taken the lead. They're behind 2-0. It was pretty quiet, but all of a sudden, the band has come to life, the fans have come to life. And more importantly, the players have taken that 1-goal lead with 2:08 to go.
Sitting here. 2 minutes left. Knocked down McCall. He's come up big tonight, along with Hayes and Herr, Rominski, Crozier. And now the Fighting Sioux look to get it in, but it's knocked up and out of play. Well, the North Dakota Fighting Sioux are the defending champs. The Michigan Wolverines had that title until they were knocked off last year. They won it in '96 and on down the list. And through the '90s, through it all, the Michigan Wolverines are the winningest team this decade, even with the one national title.
It shows you the parity of this league also, and the NCAA all the way through, when you've got different teams and different leagues winning that championship. And right now, you can bet that Marty Turco is going to make certain that every time that puck comes to him, he will not flounder with it. 1.5 minutes to go, and Aaron Schweitzer heading over to his bench right now, getting the call. And Matt Henderson stepping on the ice.
Schweitzer's made 32 saves. Let me correct that. Michigan has fired 29 his way, so he's had 25 stops this evening. Cleared out. Net is empty. North Dakota looking to get even. 1:20 to go. 6 attackers out there. Blake. Back to the point. Murphy. Feeds one across. Shot through to quickly wide of the goal. Jason Blake on it. Behind the net, Henderson. Golfed that by Hunsinger. To the line, Williamson. Shot is knocked down. Hayes, empty net. But he'll miss, and icing coming up. Well, that's one that maybe he'd like to have back. He's got his hands on his head, Tom, saying, I can't believe I just did that. And, you know, you play that one off the boards, get it over center, and tap it into the corner.
Exactly. You don't need another goal right now at this stage of the game. You've got the 1-goal lead. And he's looking to the bench right now, to Red Berenson, and he just had his hands over his head, as you mentioned, knowing I shouldn't have done that. I took a chance. It may have backfired for me, but we want to keep this thing moving here right now. And those opportunities when you've got the puck like that. You want to play it off the boards, angle it. You just want to kill off as many seconds off that clock as you can. North Dakota with the extra attack right now. Schweitzer still off the ice, face off to the left of goaltender Marty Turco.
They're going to put a couple of seconds back on the clock.
Boy, this is pressure now. Face-offs. Who wins?
North Dakota does, but the puck is right. Poked to the line and out. Murphy and McCall, a couple of Hobey-Baker finals. Over center, and it's deflected wide of the goal. Murphy stumbles. McCall took. Couldn't get a shot away. Murphy will move the puck out. Bubba Baronswag knocked it down. McCall couldn't come up with it. 35 seconds to go. 4-3 now. Wolverines leading. Williamson far boards. Baronswag knocked it away. He'll go after it again. Dale Rominski turned in the corner. Blake centering in front. Another shot. Oh, it just wide. Turco got a piece of it. Here's McCall. Didn't want to ice it. Good job just to clear it down. They're counting down. 7 seconds. Hayes fires it in. The Wolverines. But there's still 2.6 seconds left on the clock. They'll pull them all back.
Well, Red Bjornsson does not show a lot of emotion many times, but he's showing a little bit right now as this team is just under 3 seconds from advancing to the Final Four next weekend.
And it is over. 9 seniors gone from this team. 10 freshmen arrived, and they're going to Boston. Well, the number 2 seed in the West, the defending champions, are done. The 4th straight year. The Wolverines advance to the national semis. North Dakota, the number 2 seed, done, following the path of the number 1 seed. Michigan State earlier tonight, also ousted.
Wow, what a tremendous that is. And Red Bjornsson doing a tremendous job with this club, bringing back not just looking at the season, but also in this game, because they were behind 2-0, but they just kept pecking away, scoring 2 goals in each of the last 2 periods.
So there you see. More games for you tomorrow on most of these stations. New Hampshire and BU, Colorado College and Boston College, Michigan, Ohio State going on as the numbers 1 and 2 seeds in the West are done. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching NCAA production coverage of the 98 Ice Hockey Championship from Ann Arbor, Michigan. 2:54 to go. Bobby Hayes, the hero. They salute the fans here in Ann Arbor. Sure, home ice matter. So now we'll go 27 years without a defending champion. North Dakota is knocked off. More hockey for you tomorrow, coming up over most of these stations as we continue along. Tonight's game produced by Michael Vetter, directed by Bob Frattaroli. For Tom Reed, I'm Ken Daniels. This has been a presentation of NCAA Productions.